Larry Underwood was cracking up. He walked all day, every day, from sunrise to sunset. After Rita and after his wipeout, he hadn't been able to get on his motorcycle anymore. He was suffering from malnutrition, heat prostration, and plain old exhaustion. The last week, he'd been unable to sleep because of the nightmares. About Rita, about the dark man.
Come on, Larry. We'll get it together, Larry.
Daytimes, the vision of the dark man would recede. Daytimes, it was the big alone that went to work on him. Though, was he alone? Throughout his journeys, he had a strong feeling of watchedness. If someone's there, why don't you come out? I won't hurt you. But nothing. Maine saved his life. He had found a house in the shade of a tree where there was food and water, and it was cooler. He ate, cleaned himself up, and slept, dreamlessly. And realized, just because he wasn't up for a motorcycle, it didn't mean he had to walk. For the first time in a long time, he laughed out loud, even though it was at his own stupidity at not having thought of a bicycle sooner. In North Berwick, he stopped after being afraid of whoever was following him. He just wanted to see somebody again. Anybody. To your health! In Wells, Larry flipped a coin and turned south on US 1, and 2 miles down the road saw it for the first time. This huge, blue animal, lazy and slow. It was the end of the East, place where the sea takes over. Larry's end. He'd never seen so many birds in one place before. The thought formed before Larry could push it away. Gulls are carrion eaters. The pickings must be real good just lately. He stood in awe for a half hour. An hour. I'm here, he thought. Larry felt overcome, cleaned out and fresh. At first, he thought the scream was coming from the gulls, but it was behind him. Joe! Larry thought. He's come to kill me, this boy. What did I ever do to him? He reacted without thinking. Larry felt instant pity. The kid looked fierce, but there was nothing to him. Don't hurt him! He's only a little boy! Let go with a stick, kid. Keeping his foot on the boy's wrist was like standing on a wounded, vicious snake. Let it go, Joe. Let it go, or I'll leave you. She spoke calmly, persuasively. No one would hurt him. No one would abandon him. Everyone could be friends, if he would let go of the damn knife. Eventually, the boy did. Larry felt the old defensive, self-serving words rise. I had to do it. Wasn't my fault, lady. He would have killed me. But he stopped himself. The situation was what the situation was, and could have ended much worse. Larry thought, I think I've changed somehow. I don't know how much. No one can tell what goes on in between the person you were and the person you become. There are no maps of the change. You just come out the other side. Or you don't. I'm Nadine Cross. This is Joe. We're happy to meet you. Larry Underwood. You two have been following me. That is how Larry, Nadine, and Joe met at the end of the world. I want us to come with you, Larry, wherever you're going. I guess there's no way to be coy about it, under the circumstances. That boy worries me, Nadine. His knife's gone, but the world's full of knives. Lying around, waiting to be picked up. Nadine explained how she came across the boy in Epsom, sick on the lawn of a house from some animal bite, and nursed him back to health. At first, she tried dressing Joe, which is the name she gave him, but he tore off everything except for his underpants. He never talked, just growls and grunts. Feral as he is, she's been able to control him, mostly. I don't want to sound brutal, but would you consider leaving him behind? No, I couldn't do that. Nadine was thinking that this man was a link in a chain she had been following for years, a chain that was now nearing its end. I understand the danger, but if I left him, that'd be the same as murder. I won't be party to that. Too many have died to kill more. I'll be responsible for his actions. The surf rolled and boomed as Larry deliberated. How much had he changed? I think you're being dangerously soft-headed, but all right. Hopefully Joe won't cut my throat in the middle of the night. A sudden certainty that her words about the sanctity of life would someday soon rise up and mock her swept Nadine like a cold wind. She shuddered and thought, "No, I'll not kill. Not that. Not ever." To change the subject, she asked about the guitar Larry had found in the house up the shore, along with the food they'd just eaten. "Do you play?" "Yeah, I do. Let's see what we got here." Larry played, not just because Nadine wanted him to, but because sometimes it felt good to play, especially when you're on a beach at night with a bonfire and a pretty woman. It was a beautiful guitar, and it made a beautiful sound. Larry sang an old blues song he had learned as a teenager. When he finished, "Look, music hath charms." Larry played more, folk and blues, primitive rock and roll. He played until his fingers failed him, at which point, "Takes a lot of practice." Larry shrugged inside. "He'll probably smash it to hell." "No, I don't think so." In fact, what followed was one of the most amazing things Larry had ever experienced. The boy struck up Jim Dandy almost flawlessly, hooting the words rather than singing them. At the same time, both he and Nadine knew Joe had never played a guitar before in his life. He was copying Larry, like some kind of prodigy. But he wasn't bearing down on the strings hard enough, and his chords were sloppy. "Here, let me show you." "All right, all yours. When you want a lesson, I'm here." That night, Joe slept with his arms wrapped around the guitar he'd adopted. Fine, Larry thought. You can't stab someone to death with a guitar, though he supposed it would make a pretty fair blunt instrument. The next morning, Joe played Larry's own song, Sally's Fresno Blues, and Nadine made oatmeal and hot tea for breakfast. Larry's spirits buoyed. Nadine was a beautiful woman after all, and as for the boy, well, you couldn't not like someone who liked the guitar as much as Joe did. They cycled along Route US 1, Joe leading the way, sometimes as far ahead as them as a mile. At 11 o'clock, Larry and Nadine reached Ogunquit. Why would they have blocked the road? They must have tried to quarantine their town. I'll bet we'll find another roadblock on the other end. What they found, first, was the essence of a honky-tonk beach resort. Summer cottages, clam shacks, gas stations, and Dairy Queens, all jammed together. Not very pretty, is it? No, but it was ours once. Now it's gone. They caught up to Joe a little further along, pointing at something, just off the highway. The Plague Center. Why didn't I think of that? Nadine, can you drive? A motorbike? I think so. What Larry was suggesting dried the moisture in his mouth and made his temples pound. But if they were going to catch this Harold and Francis, we'd have to be very, very careful and take it very, very slow at first. While Nadine made lunch, Larry explored the barn and found something carved in one of its support beams that stirred an excitement in his stomach. Good for you, Harold. After lunch, he and Nadine went to a Honda dealership in Wells, and from the way the bikes were lined up, Larry deduced that 2 of them were missing. Harold and Francis strike again. He also found a crumpled chocolate bar wrapper on the floor nearby. Which one had aimed for the wastebasket and missed? Probably lovesick Harold. That night, Larry lay in his blankets wondering if Nadine would come to him. He wanted her, and thought she wanted him too. But she didn't. At least not before he fell asleep. Larry dreamed. He, Joe, Nadine were following the sound of someone playing guitar through a field of corn, to a shack and an old woman who made him feel good, the way his mother had when he was a little boy. Well, I say, I got me company. Come on closer, so's I can see ya. Larry felt like they were in a kind of forever place, where the sun seemed to stand still, 1 hour from darkness. He wished they could stay. The man with no face couldn't get them in this place. Boy, you like to have a swing on this old box of mine? Bless him, he plays good. Me, I'm too old now. It's the rheumatize. But in 1902, I played the county hall. Who are you? Mother Abigail's what they call me, and I still make my own biscuits. You come see me as quick as you can. We got to go before he gets wind of us. Before who gets wind of us? A cloud passed over the sun. The tire swing stopped its gentle arc. Joe quit his playing.
The black man, the servant of the devil. We got the Rockies between him and us for now, praise God. But we got to knit together in Colorado. God showed me where. But we got to be as quick as we can. So you come see me in Nebraska. There's others coming too.
No, we're going to Vermont. That's all. To Vermont. There was pity in Mother Abigail's face, and anger in her voice.
You'll go straight to hell, daughter of Eve, if you don't mind yourself. And when you get there, you're gonna find that hell is cold.
That was the end of Larry's dream, which burned away with the morning fog before they set off for the plague center. Slow, remember? We're not going to hurry and have an accident. I'm excited. It's like being on a quest. Larry couldn't help but think that Rita Blakemore had said something very much like that when they left New York, 2 days before she died.
Nadine, what did you do before?
First and second grade teacher, a private school in Pittsfield. I love the little ones. The little ones are the only good human beings. That explained her complete unwillingness to leave Joe behind.
Were you married before?
No, never married. I'm the original old maid school teacher, younger than I look, but older than I feel. 37. My hair is premature.
Nadine,
I wish you wouldn't.
you don't want me to?
No, I don't. But she did want him to. That was the thing. Larry could feel the want coming off her in waves.
Nadine. Lady! Lady! Oh, thank heaven. Oh, my God, are you really people? Yes, we are.
And that was how Larry and Nadine found out Joe could talk, and how they met Susan Swan. Lucy's story was simple and not much different from their own or the others they would hear. Her people got sick. Her husband, her daughter, they died. She buried them. She thought she might go mad from the loneliness and the senselessness of it all, especially when the dreams started.
Dreams?
Nightmares. Mostly it's the man chasing me, but I can never see his face exactly because he's wearing a cloak and stays in the shadows. They got so bad I was afraid to...
Bratman! Bratman! Chases me. Bad dreams. Bratman dreams. This is crazy, Larry thought. We're all having a... Lucy, you have a dream about a place in Nebraska? I had one dream about an old black woman. She said something like, come see me. Joe, do you ever dream about corn? An old woman? A little house with a porch?
Larry, leave him alone, Larry. You'll upset him.
A swing, Joe, made out of a tire. The swing! The swing, yes! We're all having the same...
Wait, why are we all having the same dream?
Have you had them too, Nadine? I don't dream.
Larry thought.
You're lying. Why? Nadine, if you...
I told you, I don't dream. That closed the matter. At night, while the foursome slept, Larry dreamed of the dark man. He was coming for him, through the corn, and he wasn't empty-handed.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Everyone dead. Going to Nebraska. Follow our route, watch for signs. HL, FG, Stu Redman, and Glenn Pequod Bateman, July 8th. Route 7 to Rutland. Route 4 to Schuylerville. Route 29 to 187. 187 south to 190. 190 west. Harold, my man, I can't wait to shake your hand and buy you a payday. Larry!
Larry looked down, and for whatever reason, dreams or no dreams, Nadine had fainted dead away. Hey Dead fans, and hey Horde, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you guys like this content and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and give me a like. Also leave me some comments, I sure do love reading through them and interacting with you guys. If you're feeling generous, please consider becoming a channel member, where I offer special benefits and perks and monthly and weekly updates for each member tier. Every little bit of support helps and is very much appreciated. Got lots planned for the future of this channel. I hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday season. Thank you guys for watching. Be safe. Till the next time.